Hello out there to everybody on YouTube. My name is Eva Salberger. I make the Stuck in Vermont video series. I've been making it for the past almost 14 years. Can you believe it? And I'm such a child. How is it possible? Anyway, I feel like I'm a little out of touch with the YouTube community, so I thought I'd put on my tiara and make a little personal video just for YouTube. It's an exclusive. I won't be posting this on those other social media places, which will not be named. And I'm gonna try and do this regularly, maybe once a month. So please leave a comment, say hello, and I will read it in the next video. And please subscribe and hit the little button because I love subscribers. And I'll be your best friend forever. So today I'm going to talk about something very important to me. I'm going to come out of the closet and admit that I am a Diana loony. That's right, I love Princess Diana. And with the renewed interest, thanks to the Netflix series The Crown, I'm not alone. Princess Diana is all anybody is talking about. And that inspired me to read this book. If you are a Diana loony, this is your Bible. I just finished reading this and it was pretty intense. Let me tell you, Tina Brown, she dives in there and she doesn't really pick a side. She sort of talks about Diana and Charles and how spoiled they are and how difficult the royals are, but she just really digs into the whole situation and how difficult and complicated it was. And in the end, when Diana dies, I found myself crying, thinking, please, can there be some other ending? Can we find another way to get around this? It was really immersive. It took a while for me to actually recover after reading that book. And so soon I'm going to read this book, which was published by Andrew Morton. This was done before Diana died. This is a new 25th anniversary edition. And when it was first published, Andrew Morton couldn't admit that his source was Princess Diana. And you should definitely watch Diana in Her Own Words, which is also on Netflix, because it's based on recordings that she made for Andrew Morton. It was Diana's way of getting her story out there. She knew that she was going to separate from Charles, and she wanted to basically tell her side of the story. She wanted to make sure that people didn't think it was her fault. And so there was no official way she could get her story out there. So she sort of subversively recorded these tapes that she smuggled out to Andrew Morton, and listening to them in in Her Own Words is really amazing. Just hearing her really spill her guts and say everything. The fact that she did that she collaborated with Morton on this book, and when she died, he actually came out and said, yeah, Diana was my source all along, is really ballsy. And I think that's part of why we love Diana so much. On the one hand, she was vulnerable, she had a really difficult time, but she stood up for herself. And what's so tragic about her death is that she was just learning how to stand up for herself. She was coming into her own. And I would have loved to have seen the person she became as she sort of found herself. I think she would have had a really interesting life and done really wonderful things and been good for the world. And so I wish someone made that into a movie, sort of imagining the different paths Diana could have taken, because I think it would have been amazing to see, and it's just heartbreaking that she wasn't allowed to grow up and age. I am looking forward to reading this because it has the actual transcriptions of all those tapes, in addition to a new foreword from Andrew Morton. So are you watching The Crown? You know, what I think is so great about that is that it brings Diana and the royals to a younger generation, and people are saying, what? They treated her how? This is horrible. And the rest of us are like, yeah, we know. We're glad someone's talking about it. And the series, you know, it's beautiful, it's well shot, it's really artistic. It is fiction, we will say that. The royals got their panties in a bunch about that because they wanted Netflix to say that The Crown was fiction. It's fiction, but hey, guess what? The reality, it might be even uglier than the fiction. And there's a lot of truth in The Crown. And, you know, who knows how much, but if you read these books, you'll get some of that truth. And if you watch Diana in Her Own Words, you're gonna get some of that truth. And it's not pretty. Yeah, the royals did not treat Diana very well. And unfortunately, Charles never should have married her. He should have just found some way to be with Camilla, and obviously they're happy and good for them, but did they really need to ruin Diana's life in the process? I get that it was hard for them because she really was a scene stealer and she was a global celebrity, and that's hard for a husband to have your wife always pull focus from you. Apparently Camilla doesn't do that. She sort of is a little more in the background. Whatever works for them, great. But Diana shone. She was just such a wonderful person, and she had a huge heart. She brought a lot of attention to a lot of really good causes, and it's just tragic that she's not here to age like the rest of us and grow and come into her own. And as I said before, I love that they thought she was this naive little girl that they could control. Little did they know, she had quite a roar on her. She was a lion, and she found her way, whether it was smuggling the tapes out to Andrew Morton, she found her way to get her voice out there. You know, she used the media to manipulate and say what she needed to say, and good for her, because they really hung her out to dry and they didn't give her a lot of support. So I am a Diana loony. What can I say? What about you? Are you interested in The Crown, The Royals? I also recommend watching The Queen, which is by the same writer as The Crown. Helen Mirren is the Queen. I love Olivia Colman as the Queen. I love Claire Foy. All the actors are amazing. And it's just interesting. It's an interesting history lesson. And seeing Diana in all the 80s fashions brings me back. Let me tell you, that's been really enjoyable. So leave your comments below. Tell me what you think about The Crown. Mwah.